All right. Hi, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are joining us from. I am Tanya Farron. I am excited to be here today to talk to you about Ruby AI and other things AI related. I have with me a special friend and my co-host, Heidi Wild. Heidi, will you introduce yourself to everyone? Tell them about you. And yeah,
Sure.
take it away.
Hi, everyone. Tanya, thank you for having me. And everyone who's listening, my name is Heidi Wild, and I'm wild. I'm wild about a lot of things. AI is one of them. And I am a mama of two married children and a grandmom pop of a pop. So my family is really important to me, and I'm all things spirituality and energy and frequency and vibration. And I also left corporate. Gosh, I was in corporate for over 50 years, I guess it is, 33 with the same company. I worked for AT&T. So I've seen technology go from the bag phone when they were as big as our coffee table in the 80s, all the way through, the data and the iPhone launches and all of it. And here we are with AI at its infancy. It's been around actually for a lot of years, but now it's really becoming in the forefront. And here we are talking about how AI can help with so many things in life. So thanks for having me. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry, I'm muted. I'm doing all things fumble tonight. So let's just say that I'm doing all things fumbled tonight. But no, a little bit about me. So I am Tanya. I'm a mom of two beautiful daughters at 24 and 26 years old. Love having my adult children. It's pretty cool. I'm an educator. So I've been in education my whole career. Of some form of education. I own my own company called Creative Living Ideas, and I am a brand influencer with Ruby AI and absolutely have loved learning more and more about AI. Just a little bit of information. I today was in a meeting and we were talking about on my day job, and we were talking about AI, and I was talking about how in the very early stages of the last spring, we started talking about AI in my workplace and education, and I didn't know anything really about it. In fact, to me, it was kind of scary. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know anything about AI. I have no idea. And now, coming forward about a year-ish, just have been able to immerse myself in Ruby and learning so much more about AI and how fun it is and how exciting it is. And so I'm excited for Heidi and I to be on this platform together as we are talking about Ruby AI and wanting to really, really expose it on LinkedIn so that people are able to learn more about it and they're not feeling that so scared feeling. And I was sharing that today with this committee group that I was on with, and we were talking about how it was being used in the schools and things like that, or not being used yet, and so it's just, I really want to promote Ruby and talk about this together on this platform. So for those of you that are listening, or watching, Heidi and I plan on doing a regular, sort of ish regular on Monday nights. I know it's Thursday, but a regular where we're introducing different components of Ruby as it evolves and changes so that it's not so scary for you anymore. And it is something fun. So Heidi, you have been on the technology groundbreaking piece. We were talking about in education, same thing, right? I remember when I first started teaching almost 30 years ago, we had these big rolling carts that had encyclopedias on them and had big dictionaries. And it was a big ordeal whether you had enough dictionaries for all of the kids in your classroom or enough, everybody needed the S encyclopedia. Then you had to wait and find something, or you went to the neighbor classroom to get it. And then, we had a big Commodore 64 computer in the back of our room, and I didn't know what to do with that. I remember that. And I think we played Oregon Trail, right? I mean, that was about all that we could do with it. And then when we got emails, it was a big ordeal for teachers to be like, oh my gosh, when am I supposed to check this email? I'm teaching these kids. And it was like, we really literally had to set these parameters for teachers. And so as technology has increased, even in my life, in the world, even to cell phones, right? shutting off your home phone because you don't need that landline necessarily anymore. Technology has grown and grown and grown and grown, and it's been very cool to see it. But to now be on this edge of where we are right now with Ruby, it's pretty exciting. So, will you tell them how you got started with Ruby?
Sure. You brought back memories to me because I had someone come to the door when my children were, what, 4 or 6 years old, and I bought those encyclopedias. And that was the way that we got information, and that's how we taught
Right.
our children. So I was introduced to Ruby way back, and finally last summer I kind of let go of what I was doing in the wellness space. Not that I'm not in the wellness space, because wellness is very important to me and every day. However, I made some room in my life, and in came this platform that hadn't quite turned on yet. It was like 4 days before the system turned on in beta, and it was in the middle of August, and I decided to take a look at it. I got the nudge. I asked for messages. That's what I do, and I got really clear ones. So I took a look at it, and it was brand new at the time. And the more and it's been growing. And then it went from the beta phase to launch on November 11th of 2023. And what I really noticed, because I've been using other AI tools, and I'm not here to say anything against any of them, because they're all good in their own way. I know, and we'll talk about why Ruby is different during our conversation tonight. There was a lot that got my attention. And being in the technology space, being first in, being in ground floor, being a trailblazer, that is what I've been doing all my life in a lot of different things. And here we are at the very beginning of this AI explosion, where, our owner and founder, Robert Sacco, calls it the Wild Wild West, right? There's a lot of companies that are emerging, a lot of things coming out with AI, and there's also there's a lot of fear around it, like you said, Tanya. And I'm here to educate and to help people understand where AI can come into people's lives. And I'll say this before I send it over. I was listening to a discussion of some friends of mine. They sent me the recording because I couldn't hear it live. And there was a lot of talk about how AI is really helping in the healthcare industry, in the field, where they're doing amazing things with people's telemedicine and blood work and surgery and all of this, and all these advances in drugs, so that we can really step forward into the health industry, into the health of our ourselves, and the medical field. So I thought that was really cool. I'd like to learn more about that with the AI. So with Ruby, I said yes to this, and it's been really fun, and watching people mind blown when they see all the different things that it can do in every aspect of their life has been really fun, and it continues to be. And where we're going and the people we're meeting, I mean, oh my goodness.
I
So
know. It's
that's
incredible. It's incredible. I just want to say to the people that are watching, I know there's people that are watching. I can see that that's what I was clicking over and looking at. Unfortunately, I can't see comments again. I'm still trying to work on that. Please. I stopped. I was only streaming to LinkedIn. That didn't fix it. So I'll have to do some troubleshooting with StreamYard to be able to figure this out. So those of you, so thank you, Damian Kinsey. I know that you were here because you made a comment. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We appreciate you. And we'll get that glitch figured out. So anyhow, if you drop a comment in, I have my LinkedIn page open so I can answer any questions. Please ask us some questions, because I really want to end that, increase that curiosity and end that fear about AI so that we can work through it together. So Heidi, you are like a trailblazer, and that is what's so cool about it. And you've been learning so much about Ruby, and you spend a lot of time really going into it. So what is different? So what makes Ruby different than any other AI tool that
well,
you've seen?
I know the owner that is creating this tool, and his heart behind it, and his passion to bring the best of the best to this tool. When it comes to, he's not reinventing the wheel, everyone. He's taking a lot of different platforms and moving it into one place. So we talk about the workflow. And oftentimes, when you're in a workflow, when you're in the zone, when you're moving along in your whatever project you're on or whatever writing you're doing, and then you have to shift to a new platform, to another place, it breaks the flow. And that differentiates Ruby because you don't have to do that. You're in one place. And right now we have version 1, where version 2 is coming in about 4 weeks, which is going to have a whole lot of an additional piece. But if we even didn't have version 2, version 1 allows it scrapes data. AI, by the way, you'd always want to check accuracy. You always want to make it your own. I'm going to say that from the get-go, that AI is AI. Add AI and a human touch, and you have superior quality content, ideas, images, like so cool. And one thing that Ruby differentiates too is I wasn't sure how my creativity would be the way it is now. And it is overflowing, not only in the image piece of it, and however, creating content with ideas, with topics, with research, it blows me away. And what I really enjoy is when I'm giving demos to people and they like jaws dropping to the floor. And that's what happened. Tell me about you when you first came into this. This isn't
Yeah.
something we're both looking for, by the way, everyone. So,
Right.
these happen to come across our desk in our life. So, Tanya, I introduced you to Ruby. I was very excited. I am very excited. And excitement and energy is contagious. So I was telling you, Tanya, you got to look at this. Like, just look at it because,
Yeah.
you'll
Yes.
love it. So what
Right.
happened with you?
Well, and I was like, I really felt like it's 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 AI. It's just it is what it is. Like it's not a big deal. That's really how I felt about it. Like big deal, whatever. Okay, I'll look at it. And then I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And so, looking at that, I was like, wow, this does a lot more than I anticipated it to do. It does a lot more than just a chat. I mean, everyone's hooped up about chat and chat's great. And we have that component, but there's so much more to it. And I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And I remember sitting there working on my virtual wellness summit. And I remember sitting there thinking, I can't think of one more thing to post about, and I need to make some more posts, and I need to figure out what I need to do to promote this event, and how do I do this? And I remember texting Heidi at like 6:30 in the morning and saying, I need this now. And so we hopped on later in the day and I was able to get it, and I've been playing with it ever since. Now, you said something that this is something that separates it also, so, typically when you buy software, you purchase something and you figure out how to use it, right? So what do you mean you're doing demos? What does that mean?
So this is a community, and that's the one thing I love, community, and I love building community with people, and we're all working together, and everyone has a different level of interest and expertise. And what some of us are doing, me included, is we are getting on the computer at a specific time, and we're having people come on and we're showing them the tool. And what I really enjoy is, so for example, I can take your website, I can put it into Ruby, into the Personify microservice. There's an area where Ruby will extract data from your website and essentially give you an audit. It will show you the audience, who you're targeting, demographics, the gender, the age, where they live. It'll give you the income level. It'll give you the interests, the hobbies, the motivation, where they hang out in, where they like to get their communication. So you now know where to go with your client, your audience, your potential customer. It'll also, in the motivation is cool because it'll also tell you their pain point and how your product, service, coaching program, solution can help your your persona, your person. And what this is, what Tanya is showing, is this is the underlying foundation of everything you do in Ruby, should you choose to create as many personas as you want. It's unlimited. And then when you're creating content, you are pulling this persona in. So it has all this data behind it to target your specific audience to their interests, their hobbies, their pain points, what motivates them, their psychographics, their demographics. It's so good. And it's so on point.
It really is. And so, when Heidi's talking about this, so, the thing that I really love about being part of Ruby is we have weekly trainings on Saturdays in order to learn about new content that's in there, to learn more about how to use Ruby, to hear from other people that are using it and how they're using it. And so that is a really cool component that separates it. Most of the time, if you need to learn something, you're in the chat bot, you're you're watching videos. I YouTube a lot of things, right? I search in Google, I look at it, I find it. But, by being an affiliate, we go to these trainings and we're able to see everything, and you have a person that you can ask questions to, and things like that. And that's helpful also. We're building people that are able to be sufficient, but there's also resources at fingertips, by being a part of a team with Ruby. And that's really, really helpful. And I know that there's lots of teams that are being built with Ruby, and leaders are leading in a different way. What is the way that you like to lead your team who are signed up underneath you? This separates from people just going and purchasing a subscription somewhere, Heidi.
Oh, wow. Good question. So we have a lot of people that want to be leaders. And I've led a lot of teams over the organizations with AT&T. So I have a lot of experience there. And for me, leading a team is helping people get leadership skills and to whatever that looks like for them, and stepping outside of their comfort zone, perhaps, and growing. I know we have a couple Facebook groups. One is for prospects. It's called AI University. And if you're interested in seeing demos or all about AI, all about Ruby, we set that up. So that differentiates for us. We also have our own team page. We have weekly meetings where we bring on guest speakers. Last week, we had last Tuesday, we had one that talked about joy, that talked about mindfulness and mindset and different ways to bring joy to your life. We've had team meetings on all kinds of, we have breakout sessions, we have other topics that come in, and we're learning so much together. I also like to lead with love, with kindness, right? And to meet everybody where they're at, because we also find with Ruby, a lot of people are doing a lot of different things. They have their own business in addition to Ruby. They may want to grow Ruby exclusively, or they may want to add it on to an additional piece of their offering, right? And when it's so interesting, because when I see a lot of people come in as a customer, they want to upgrade or move into an affiliate because they say, I could share this. I already know 10 people that could use Ruby. Another piece that I lead with is I want to help people get exposure. So we have the opportunity to be on corporate calls. I encourage my team to be seen on those. Last week, we had a woman come on and talk about digital marketing. She did an amazing job, and she was really nervous. She doesn't like to be in front of the camera. She put a presentation together. She crushed it. She had so many nuggets for everyone. And And we also are all helping lifting each other up. It's not about just our team here. It's about the whole Ruby community and where how we can help. Another piece to Ruby that I want to mention is that our owner is very passionate about stopping human trafficking. And this is a big humanitarian project and an effort and a mission behind it. So that is something that it's really a piece that I feel very honored to be part of something that's so important to address and to, the way he's doing it, which is a very unique way. And Tanya, and we can share more about that piece as well. So leadership comes in all different ways. And I really enjoy building other people up and helping them lead to whatever that looks like for them.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm on Heidi's team, so I love the support that I have with Heidi. It's been great. And you know what? And it's been really, it's good. I feel like for my leadership style, I reach out to the people that are on my team and I offer support and see what they need. And you know what? Sometimes they need additional support and sometimes they say, I'm good. Things are going well. They come to me if they have customer questions, but I also reach out to my customers. And so, I like to do that. I know you and I were talking about, different ways to reach out to our customers today when we were talking and it's nice to have that connection with newsletters, things like that, to let them know of new things that are coming. My sister-in-law is one of my customers and I saw her on Easter and I was like, hey, how's Ruby going for you? And she's like, it's good. I said, we need to hop on. I need to show you a few new things. And so that's the fun part that I'm having with it and really enjoying talking to people about it and, showing them some new things that are coming, which is why, being a part of this community, excited to share on Monday nights that we're going to start bringing out here for people to be able to see new things that are happening with Ruby. I also, you have Facebook pages. I have some pages on LinkedIn that show different videos on how to do Ruby and a YouTube channel so that, we can get those videos out and those help things out for people. So, there's a lot of resources for that also. Those of you, I dropped in the chat my link. If you're interested in Ruby, you can grab it as a customer. So that's one thing that's different, right? You have a team support. It's an affiliate program. That's one thing that's very different about Ruby. The humanitarian project, there's donations that will be going to stop human trafficking as a collective. That makes Ruby very different. We have team meetings on Saturdays that help us learn how to learn more about Ruby, which is amazing, and hear what's coming. It's very cool. I mean, I don't know very many other companies that you get to hear what's coming next right away until it's really already out to the public. So it's very cool to be able to have those also. I love the transparency also of the company. Those are recorded. They're on YouTube. They're available. They're on their Facebook page, so those are really great things about that also. So go ahead. You were going to ask a question. Go ahead.
I was going to tell you, one of the things when we were talking about the differentiating, a lot of times you go to these teams and these companies and there's no system set up. And you and I are working with somebody to set up a system for people to onboard so that when people come into Ruby, there's a clear direction, whether you're a customer, whether you're a partner or affiliate, as well as people that we want to introduce Ruby to. So that's a huge differentiator, and not many companies or teams offer that. Maybe that's going to come into Ruby someday. Right now, our owner is saying, why don't you start it first?
Yeah.
And another piece where we were talking about doing Ruby as a business, you can either do just a customer base, not just, and set up a customer base. You don't have to build a team. So it's an affiliate model as well as a network of builders if you want to, build people under you. So there's a lot of different variations to how you do the Ruby business, which I really like. Give people options
too. Right. And everybody gets kind of a piece of the pie, right? With others, if you have a subscription, you're getting, you're paying your subscription, period. right? There's no option to build a team with it with other tools. Do you know what I mean?
Tanya, we and everyone out there listening to this, we are in one of the fastest growing trends in the world right now. And we're going to use AI, and now we can get paid to share it. Like,
Exactly.
and you didn't talk about the price points yet. Did you want to go
No,
over that?
I do. I want to show the tool really quick. Can we just go through and do a quick overview of the tool? And then that way I'll be the Vanna White and you can be talking to me about some of these because I want people, I know we have some repeat people here tonight, but I still want you to be able to see this is version 1 again of Ruby AI. Version 1 is going to be here for probably another month or so. We're not sure exact date, but we hear 4 weeks. Version 2 is coming out. So we're excited. We'll be bringing you that too. So as soon as that happens, you'll be able to see that also. But we do have, let's go to this. This is the hot topic, right? Chats. Chats are a hot topic. So they're here. We do have chats. That's okay. Done. Check off the list. Now let's be different, right?
I used chat today and it gave me the perfect words that I was looking for in 3 seconds.
That's awesome. So we'll come back to chat. You can fill them in on the different types of chats that are coming. As Heidi said, one-stop shop. That was our recording last week. So we've recorded the last 2 weeks. We did a recording last week for Heidi and I. We did a recording with the owner, Robert. Catch that one. That one's under my page. So if you go to Tanya Farron and you look at my lives, it's in there. Catch that interview with Robert Sacco. It's awesome. And then talk to them about the modules.
Well, there are collections. As you can see, this is the bubble view. There are 3 different views. And again, this is version 1. And within these collections are modules. And the collections are social media, education, business, travel, wellness, writing, all overview topics. And within those collections are the templates that we call the modules. And you can see this is the list view. So we have, where are you? You're in the real estate. We have, if you're a realtor, you can differentiate your listing above the rest in so many ways. So and I'll say this and I'll pass it over back to you. The templates that you see are pre-programmed, engineered, so to speak. So what you don't have, you just put in a few words about whatever it is that you're looking for, maybe your business, your product, your home listing, and Ruby does the rest magically.
Mic drop, done, right? It's all done. And so you would build your persona. That's what Heidi was talking about at the very beginning. You build your persona for your target audience. So if you're a real estate agent, you're built your persona based upon your demographic. I have one in here, a gentleman named Jeff. He is actually a real estate agent for hunting ground, farm ground in the Midwest. And so his demographic is very different than my daughter, who's a banker, and so who's a bank manager. And so her demographic looks different than mine for creative living ideas. That demographic is very different. So, you want to build that persona first, and then you just drop this information in and you're able to see the output of information for this business. So these modules have a variety of different, content inside of them. We said we were going to talk today just a little bit about the real estate module, and we were going to talk about the education module. I always want to talk about the education module because it's so important. Being an educator myself, this was part of our discussion today that we had was really, we worry that, kids are going to not be thinking because they're using AI, but our kids are going to use it anyway. So we have to figure out how to teach them responsibly how to use it. And we have to let them know that they have to be the thinker also with it. So it may give you an output, but you need to make sure that the output's on target, exactly what it needs to be, that they understand what's being said. Just like with anything, we have to guide our children on what they are learning from any tool, whether it be from their phones or from, TV or anything or friends. As parents, we're responsible for that. So that's my parent. I'm going to get off the soapbox of that. That'll be we'll do a whole nother episode on that sort of thing. But amazing things like college level essay writer. I mean, I'm going to tell you the number of times I had to go in and write essays. I have my doctorate. Go in and write my essays. Oh my gosh, I can choose my citation style. Do I want APA or MLA? Oh my gosh. I mean, I literally have a book in my closet that I had to go through, right, to write my papers with. So this is so incredible to be able to go through. You can specify your word counts, things like that, your essay topic. Incredible to help you go through and do that. So many great pieces to these modules. They're incredible. So there's education modules, study guide generator. This is amazing. So parents who are needing to help their kids study, this is a great way. You can grab this and help your kids study by putting the information in here. There's a lesson plan generator. Anybody that's a homeschooling parent or wants to help their kids, you can create a lesson plan with this. Heck, you can create lesson plans for summertime. Your kids are home in the summer. You can go in and just create lesson plans on different things, the water cycle, insects outside, great fun things that you're able to do with your kids. You could be the teacher now. You don't have to say, what do I do with my kids all summer? Here you go. Topic research also, right? Eliminate those hours of research when you have Rubi. The Rubi can do this research for you. But I also like to go into this writing module. There's so many pieces in here for writing also. And so that's another education piece that I always like to highlight. Just when we're talking about education. And so these modules definitely separate Rubi from a typical chat type of an AI, right?
So I want to go back. When you were talking about the tool, the research, I have used that probably 100 times so far.
Have you really?
Yes, because I have this molecular hydrogen water bottle that I wanted to know what is molecular water all about. Boom. You can, and when I talk to people about especially people in the wellness field that have supplements and they have a product that has a lot of ingredients, what is the benefit of, I did the other day, what is the benefit of walking outside in the woods, because I was doing a post and I wanted to put a little bit of education around it, value for my audience. And there is scientific evidence around walking through the woods and being near a waterfall. And it was amazing, all of the information. And I read it and I learned so much. And then you were talking about the writing module. And you can stack these too. So we have ebooks and course generators and things like that. So I was helping someone write a course and it was on a particular topic about massaging and cupping. And there was something in there in one of the modules and I put that into the topic research and boom, out came a whole bunch of details on that module where she could create a whole second course on it. So and I also want to say that some of these modules, you may say they're under education or they're topic research for this, they can be interchangeable in so many ways. So just because they say this is for TikTok or this is a real estate, strategy, it can be interchanged with a lot of other businesses and ideas.
Absolutely.
And another differentiator here.
I know.
And then you have Spy and Ghost. We haven't even talked about that.
We haven't talked about them. I mean, in Virtual Studio. Can we jump into Virtual Studio really quick?
Absolutely.
So Virtual Studio, right? We have two different providers, Midjourney and DALL-E 3, that are in here. And we have an image gallery that will show you the images that you have created. Now we also have workspaces. And so workspaces are really fun if you're doing a variety of different things. I have my company, networking group, and Ruby demos. And so these are the ones I created within this was before I really knew what I was doing with my workspaces. I didn't realize that when I created it within the workspace, it saved it in that workspace, which, aha, that's what it was supposed to do, right? But I didn't realize that. And so I created the workspaces and then was playing through it. So beautiful images, that you're able to go in and look, and then it saves your prompt, what you typed in, to be able to see. But this was one that I said, create an image of a person practicing self-care on a beach in a tropical location. My favorite place is a tropical location. And I loved, what I loved is that I just thought it gave a variety of pieces here, and the way the sun was, and just very peaceful, serene, spaces. I loved that. I thought it was great. And multiple genders. I love that. I didn't type in any specific gender or anything. And so I loved that it gave a variety and some different perspectives of it. That was very cool. This was, somebody wanted one when I was doing a demo of an airport person in an airport. I mean, the images look so great.
One thing I want to say about these images and about all content in Ruby is that we own our content. And we don't have to worry about any type of issues with, using someone else's content, copywriting, anything like that, which is really amazing. Because not all terms and conditions in all products have that in their terms and conditions. So when you're looking at products, you want to make sure that you're aware if you own your own content. Because a lot of them, as I understand it, don't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a differentiator.
Yeah, absolutely. So it changes things. It's all right here for you. And another thing that is coming is one-click posting. So you'll be able to grab your image, grab your words, post it, away you go, put that together. Do you want me to go into some more? Do you want to go into?
I have a list I wanted to share.
Okay. Yeah.
This is something that I was asked to put together, and I put together a list of a few testimonials.
Okay, yeah.
So why is Ruby like a fine gemstone? Okay, so Ruby is Ruby helps me to think of words when I'm stuck. I think that was something you said too. Ruby
Yes.
created a 30-day social media calendar with amazing content that I never would have thought of.
Yes.
Ruby helps me write sales proposals and letters in my corporate job and saves me tons of time. Ruby created a business marketing and branding strategy plan for me, and it was mind-blowing. Ruby gave me and this was something you used with your summit, a step-by-step 3-month marketing plan for workshop summit, telling me how to market, post ideas, videos, blogs, and more. Ruby performs website audits for my entrepreneur friends and shows them exactly who the demographics and psychographics with their interest and pain points that their website is targeting. Some people are really surprised that they think that their website is targeting somebody that they're not. And tell me when to stop, because I have lots of these.
You're good. Keep going. I'm going to open up the pricing because I'm sure people are interested. It's really inexpensive. Even when I give a demonstration or I talk to somebody about it, I just tell them right off the bat, like, here's the pricing. Like, it's super inexpensive.
Well, Robert wants it to be affordable to the world. Okay, Ruby helps me write poems, takes the dreaded what's for dinner away. Ruby creates content I never would think of, responds to a post or comment that's hard to write, or an email that's so perfectly said. Ruby creates blog ideas and posts in minutes. It took me since 2018 to do. Ruby helps me create unique visual images for my posts by using the virtual studio. The Ruby Lab has helped me create cool logos and helps my creativity juices flow. Ruby blows my mind every time I use her. Before Ruby, I used Grammarly, ChatGPT, Jumata, Jasper, Claude, not anymore. Ruby's all-in-one, one-stop shop for everything I need. Ruby is magic, my BFF, my virtual assistant, and there's nothing like Ruby. She's her own blue ocean. And maybe you can talk a little bit about what that means, before we end, about the blue ocean.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at this really quickly here. hang on, let me go to pricing. This is the pricing. This is really how inexpensive it is if you want to purchase it as a customer. $20 a month, $30 a month, or 55, depending on how much you're going to use it. I love, Heidi told me this one time and I use it all the time. This is like a teaser, this right here. It's just get you enough to get in, to play around. All of the packages have the same thing. They all have words, credits, workspaces, collaborator, unlimited personas, and then eventually one-click posting. But right now, that's the amount in each of the packages is what changes and what differentiates those packages. And so, I recommend people to go in at this one because there's a little bit more play in here to use. But for my business, I prefer the more robust, more information, more words, more credits. That's for a customer. So there's a link in the chat. If you're interested, you can click on it. You can buy it as a customer just by going through and doing that. There's also, this is just a little bit like a checkbox on the difference between the customer and the distributor. And so that's the differentiated piece about that. The distributor has, obviously the pay and the personal website, things like that to be able to go do, and then account activation. But the pricing for a distributor is $5 less a month. And that is really it. I was talking to somebody the other day, last weekend on the phone, and they were like, oh my gosh, how exactly, how much else is it? And I'm like, really, it's not anything else. And then it was again, okay, but so how much is it for the back office fees? I'm like, and me, you guys, those of you that are listening don't really know this. I've never sold anything before. Didn't know what a back office was until I started doing this. So I didn't know any of that. So when she's like, how much are these fees, that fees? I'm like, there's really no fees. Like, this is it. You want to come in at $25 as a brand influencer, you can.
Yeah. I will say that you're going to use the tool anyway. So it's a great business write-off. I'm not a tax accountant, but I will say that I would buy this. I bought the yearly plan, by the way. You could buy a plan for 1 year and then save 2 months. So that's what I did on the $50 plan last August because I wanted to save $100. And I knew that I would be doing demos and whatnot. These prices, Robert's looking at them because people are going to want more credits as we go on because we have music coming. We have videos coming. We have a lot of different things coming. So
tell them what's coming. Oh my gosh. I have to open my notebook when we do this. I wrote some down. Did you write them down yet?
I did. I did. And okay. Leonardo and Stable Vision. Those are two additional image tools in addition to what we have now, which is Jolly 3 and Midjourney. We have an audio lab, a video lab, talk to text, text to talk, voice cloning. We have over 1,000 voices plus your own that you can use. Image to motion, image to video, a music lab. Eventually, we're going to have Flex Talk, which is a Zoom-like feature. We're going to have workflow automation, extract, editing tools. So essentially, Robert wants this to be a one-stop shop, so you never have to go to any other platform. It's all within Rubi. And I will also say that he's very adamant and conscientious about using AI responsibly. And we really cannot. Hi, Marjana. I love you. The story about technology products. Oh, you're going to love Rubi. I will give my 99%. I mean, there may be a 1% out there that it's not for, but I'll tell you, Rubi can help everybody in their life, daily, business life. But what I want to get back to is Rubi. Robert wants people to use this responsibly, ethically, and in a positive way, because as with everything, tools in the hands of good people, good tools in the hands of good people will do really good things. Same with everything else. And we want to make sure that that people have, he's going to have this discussed when video comes out, that or when cloning, voice cloning, you're not doing it unethically without people's permission, things like that. So
Yeah.
that's an important piece
I want to go into chat, because chat is a big discussion topic. It seems like when we start talking to people about Ruby, a lot of times they're like, oh, well, I use chat, blah, 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 or I use chat, da, da, da. So, no big deal. I don't need it. And okay, that's fine. But tell them what's coming with chat. What's making us
So there are
different?
4 different chats coming, and one of them will be free. Now, I don't know the details because I haven't seen the tool, so I don't want to say out of turn. However, I do know free meaning unlimited words. And the way that Ruby works is it's on usage, it's on words and credits. So when you go into the Ruby tool, you buy the $25 plan, you get 100,000 words, you get 50 credits, I think, whatever it is. Yeah, that actually, I think you get actually more credits in the $50 plan now and less
Probably.
words, just so you know.
Probably. Yeah.
But the $25 plan, for example, 100,000 words, 50 credits. So when you're using any modules, you're using words. When you're using chat, you're using words. And we're going to have a free chat, unlimited. So that's why he's shifting things around to give more credits. When you use spy, when you use ghost, when you use imaging, when you use video, there'll be the credits, music, things like that.
And so chat, so we're going to incorporate, let me just finish the chat. So chat GPT 3.5 will be incorporated into Ruby. Chat GPT 4.0 will be incorporated into Ruby. Claude 3, Bing chat also, and Cohere images and charts will be coming also. So, I mean, it is just going to be wow. I mean, just wow. And let me just tell you what Heidi and I say all the time. We're like, isn't this fun? Like, who would have thought? This is so fun to play with these tools, to have these tools to our fingertips, to be the first to talk to people about this, and for people to hear this for the first time from us. Like, it is so cool to be a part of this organization. And all we get to do is, all we have to do is share about it. Robert and his team are building all of this, so we don't have to worry about that part.
I got to give you kudos for a moment. Tanya we're building continents, everyone. People are coming in and, you want to lead this, you want to run with this, you find a handful. So the compensation plan, you only need, it's 2 legs. It's a binary plan. You need a left leg and a right leg. You're active, meaning you buy Ruby, and you need 1 person on each leg as a brand influencer, 1 in the whole world. That's 1 on left, 1 on right, 2 people. And of course, you help them get 2 people and they get 2 people, and it's fun. And you can build this as big as you want. This integration of other tools, good thing. Absolutely, Rajana. I hope I'm saying your name right. And thank you for being here, everybody, because we know that your time is valuable. And I can tell you without a doubt that Ruby will save you time. And we didn't go into a lot of the modules. We could be here with 150 plus modules. We have meal planning module that you could create a meal plan, a menu. It gives you the ingredients. It gives you a shopping list. It's really time saving in so many ways.
I want to go in. So I apologize. Again, I talk about this all the time. Damien, thank you so much. I've refreshed my LinkedIn feed. I finally got a few people's comments to load. I'm not really sure why that's taken so long to load, but Damien Kinsey has asked a couple of really great questions. Thank you for doing that. How has the utilization of AI helped keeping you organized? That's what Damien has asked. So I can answer that for myself. Once I was able to go in and create my workspaces, that piece has really helped make me organized. I've used that for it. I've also gone in, so I do post a lot of social media because of my company, Creative Living Ideas, and the summits and the events, and all of the professional development that I also do. And I'm able to go in and create an organization piece. I can this is a long answer. I don't mean to be this long, but I can go in and use the 7-day social media post schedule, and I can create 7 days of posts on like different topics. So I can do parenting, virtual wellness summit, my courses on Udemy, my books, and I can create all of those, which gives me a whole month of that content. And I do drop it and keep it in another place at this point in time. And then I go in and I create my posts from it. And when I do that, then I set them up on Scheduler. And so that keeps me incredibly organized. And I can go in on LinkedIn or any of my sites, and I can go in and I set those posts up. So it helps me get that organized right away for that piece. So that's an important piece for me to be able to go in and use for my organization, for my business. Heidi, is there any way that you use it or for organization?
Many,
Or
many,
okay.
many. So I'll give you one example. We have 5 pillars in each of our groups. And one of the groups is the AI University and our pillars. So the areas that we want to focus on are wellness, education and training, testimonials and trends in innovation, and community and purpose. Those 5. So with that, we're able to go into Rubi and create all the content based around those 5 pillars and in a very succinct and organized way. And we can tell Rubi, I can tell, and I can also create images based on that as well. So there's a lot of different things in the posting of social media and the calendar. There's a time management schedule in there. So I can prioritize my self-care, which is really important, as well as travel. It saves so much time. So if we want to go to a particular
Oh
place,
gosh.
you can put in either the itinerary or the travel plan. We have 2, and it'll give you a choice. It'll ask you if you want adventure or cultural or, different types of trips. And it will give you 2 different itineraries. You put in a budget, it'll tell you exactly where you can go in that area, how much it's going to cost for however many days. It gives you a day-by-day breakdown and a running total. It even adds in the tips and the transportation. And my goodness, talk about organized, like
Right.
that in and of itself. So that's just a
Yes.
few. Thank you for that great question.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there was another question Damien asked, is Ruby seems user-friendly. How user-friendly was it when you first started using it? I'm going to tell you, it was super user-friendly. Like it was very, very, very simple to use. In fact, I say this all the time. So my sister-in-law, when we were in Florida in January, I was showing her Ruby. She sells real estate. She also works at a senior living facility. She works there. And so she does a lot of social media for them and different flyers and things like that. And I said, you've got to see Ruby. Like, this is going to make your life so much easier. And she was like, oh, awesome. Well, then I went in after she bought it, and I went into my office and I was working and I could hear her. And I was like, are you using Ruby? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, you don't need me to help you with that? She's like, no, I'm good. I mean, that is how easy, it is for her to, I mean, she's 60. I'm just saying that. I think that's okay to say. But, for someone just to go in and grab Ruby and start using it. And so I think that's incredible. My daughter, she is an affiliate, and she obviously needed no tutorial. She dives in, jumps in. It's easy, has no problem with it. The modules, do it for themselves. But one of the things that Heidi and I are working on are some training modules also, not necessarily modules. I shouldn't call them modules, but like training for our team. So the people that are on our team, we're making sure that they understand all of the different parts of Ruby and they get into that so that when they're leading their teams, they're knowledgeable about it. And so we have created some training for them about the modules, about the back office, about the compensation plan, and about the humanitarian project so that they are fully well-versed in all of those pieces. So I wanted to make sure that that was also known. That's pretty simple. We're trying to make it as simple as possible for people.
Yeah, Robert's going to be adding 2-minute videos as well throughout the area. And again, this is a baby. Don't forget, we're 6 months out. Are we even from November? And so this is the beginning of massive Ruby. I also want to say that everyone learns differently. So we set up an AI university. So we have demos. We come on live there. I set up an office hour once a week. So I'm on a Zoom. People can come on. They have a question about how to set up their back office to get paid, to, how to tweak their persona, perhaps, or a lot of people are tweaking their website based on Ruby now because they're seeing that their website isn't exactly how they want it to be. But it is user friendly. And we're finding people are taking it and running, and some other people may need some videos or some, tutorials and whatnot. So everybody's different, but
It
it
is.
is a great, easy
Yes.
tool. That's
It
what
is.
Robert wanted, was a tool that everyone could jump in and use and afford. And by the way, I don't know how many languages we have, but we're in 50 countries and we have a drop down of a lot of languages with
We
more
do.
coming.
We really, really do. We have that. And then they have some videos that they've used the voiceover and the languages on. And that's been really, really cool to see. In fact, so we have a large, I wouldn't say large, we're growing. We're growing in Africa, and that's pretty exciting. And so I know that Robert has been working on getting some, we already have a video in Swahili. And we played that for our affiliates in Africa, and they said it was point on, and that's pretty awesome, And then I also have an affiliate who, oh gosh, I think she's from Puerto Rico, and we listened to the Spanish version, and she said it was on target. So actually, we did. You were with me. We did the demo with her, and we did the social media post in Spanish, and she was like, I said, well, I don't know, is this correct? She said, point on, excellent. And so that's really good to hear also. So when you're hearing other cultures with the languages that are their language, then they're saying this is exactly what you need. That's pretty awesome. So I'm excited about that, because it is worldwide, and we are able to, this is another thing that differentiates it. As being a distributor and affiliate, I'm working with people all over the world, and it's amazing. In the mornings, my mom will say to me, well, who did we talk to today? Were we in Australia? Were we in Africa? What continent were we on? And that's so incredible to be able to, work with people around the world. Like, that's just amazing. Talk about the big blue ocean. We have about 3 minutes left of our live today, Heidi. Will you share a little bit about Robert's vision with that?
Certainly. So Robert doesn't compare himself in his tool, Ruby, to anybody, because there are a lot of great tools out there. We're not here to compete. We're here to be different. And Ruby is a different animal than anything out there. So we're in this big blue deep ocean. And again, there's AI. It's here to stay. We have a choice. We can embrace it. We can be fearful about it. And it's up to us, right? And how we're going to use it. And this deep blue ocean is for everybody. So Robert doesn't want to, this one's better than that one, and we're better than this. It's not about that. It's about how we are doing Ruby and how Ruby can help everybody in every facet of their life.
Absolutely. So if you want to hear that clip from Robert, I actually have it. It's going to be actually released to post in my AI Technology Academy page. So you can look that up on LinkedIn. So I also have a page on LinkedIn called AI Technology Academy to be able to see some of these videos. So it's going to be in there. But you can also go back to my LinkedIn page here, and you can see the video recording of Robert and talking about the blue ocean and why he has used that terminology, where he got that from, and what his plans for Ruby are. So, all right. So everyone, join us on Monday nights. Next Monday, we will be on probably aroundish the same time. Heidi and I have to coordinate our schedules, but probably between around probably 6 o'clock Central Time, 5:30, 6 o'clock Central Time. I'm thinking we'll talk about it. And we'll give you that information. We'll put that out early so you have that. And we'll dig deeper into different components of Ruby so that you can learn more about it. And then join us if you choose to. The link is in the chat section of this event. And so please feel free to share it with other people. And if you know anybody that wants to learn more about AI or wants to learn about Ruby, please have them join us the next time. We certainly appreciate your time and spending the evening with us tonight. Heidi, what would you like to say in closing?
Thank you. Thank you for being open. Thank you for your time. And you get your hands into Ruby because you're going to love her just like we all do. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Have a great evening. Take care. I'm going to end the stream. Bye for now.